Hello! Hello, welcome. It's an impromptu video specifically for content creators and very, very specifically for my members because I discovered something earlier that I wanted to share. I'm bursting with excitement because actually it cures a problem. My problem predominantly, but I think a lot of people are having this issue. So it's one of those things to kind of, you know what, if you know it, share it. That's how I see it. So it's a YouTube issue, specifically YouTube adverts. So if you are, I don't even think you have to be monetized in fairness. If you can control placement of adverts, and it's been a while since I haven't been monetized, so I can't remember. But if you're monetized, this is absolutely something that you need to be aware of. So let us, as they say in the hallowed halls of YouTube studio land, let us make our way across to a screen with some stuff on, so it's a bit more interesting. All right, here we go. So we are looking at my current YouTube studio. So what I want to show you, most important thing, let's go to content. Now, I've been saying recently to folk, I don't understand it. I put out content that I think is really good, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm really pleased of it, and I love it and everything else, but I'm not getting the views. So after a minute or 2 minutes, they're bailing. They're finding me so boring that they bail after 1.5 minutes and yet subscribe. I found out the answer. And I want to share it with you guys because I think this is ultra important. So it's all down to ad placement, believe it or not. Let's go and have a look at, not comments, content. There we go, content. And we'll have a quick look at my current video du jour, Starfield. And more importantly, let's have a look at analytics. And here we can see, it's getting the views. It's getting the hours in, but people are only watching for 1.5 minutes and then they're bailing. So if we then go to monetization, here's the reason. And this is the problem. So, you know, we all do the same thing. We get to the old monetization window. And if you haven't been monetized, this is the detail they give you, like nothing. If you've ever dealt with Facebook and they give you like a whole application of buttons and things to twiddle with, you get none of that here. But what you do get is choice of skippable or non-skippable ads. In other words, you know, you can skip it if you don't want to watch it, or if you have to, you've got no choice. Plus, before, after, and during or mid-roll adverts. Mid-roll, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this? I think this deserves... Thank you. This is the problem. And if we go into manage mid-rolls, I've actually been in and kind of fixed this one. But what it shows you down here, this is obviously your timeline along there. And then each of these little splice points are where YouTube has determined to put some ads. Now, in my case, on this video, do you remember it was 1 minute 27 and that was all they were watching? Well, guess what I found when I came in here? You've got it. There was, at that 1 minute 27 point, an advert that YouTube had placed there. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. Let's have a look around there, what was going on. Familiar terrains of Tamriel and the wasteland. So it wasn't even through the initial cinematic, which is the bit I put so much effort into. So they get to this point, they're going, oh no, it's an advert for that flipping insurance company again, and I can't skip it. And they dive out. So you've got a decision to make, all right? Do you want people to watch more of your video and potentially, if they like what they see, they may keep going even through the coming ads, or do you want to get rid of them like YouTube decided it wanted to at that early point? I decided I'd go for the former. So what I did was I moved an ad, the first one, I moved it from 1 minute thingy bob to nearly 5 minutes in. And I know commercially that could be suicidal. There will be some that go, yeah, but you're better to get some revenue than none. And they may still not stick around at the 5 minute. I think they will. I think this video and most of my the big viewer boys I think they're compelling enough to take people through the whole journey. But like me, I can't stand adverts. I don't know about you guys. I cannot stand them. I won't watch those free channels on the telly that say, but it's only ads, it's free. No, I'm going to pay for it. I don't want your ads. Most people seem to be like that. So the key is to go into your mid-roll section and play with these. Also, be careful, because what YouTube suggests it does is place them at sensible breakpoints in the video. No, it can't know that. It uses AI, but it ain't that brilliant. Let's be completely honest here. And it's going to largely depend on the narrative and the context and the narrator. And, you know, it's better that you do it yourselves, guys. So click for the mid-roll. You're up for it, right? Because you want as much revenue as possible. If you're like me, look, to be honest with you, this is going to make a few pennies. I haven't got a big enough audience. But that doesn't matter. I would much rather have people get to 5 minutes in my video and think, I really like this, I'm going to watch the rest, than get to 1 minute in and be faced with an ad which they have to get rid of. They just can't watch it. And by doing that, it's non-skippable, they leave. You don't, as far as I know, get any control over whether these ads are skippable or non-skippable. But if you are still getting an issue with people bailing, I'd suggest go with skippable ads only. So if we discard changes on this one, I'll show you what I mean. So here we have two choices in the tick box: skippable, non-skippable. Personally, I make such little money from ads that I think if you have a channel that's kind of my size, anything from 0 to 10, 15,000 subscribers, you're not making masses out of the ad revenue. I mean, you're making more from things like memberships and super chats and, you know, sponsorship deals and so on. So you want more people to sample your wares, right? It's the old McDonald's Happy Meal trick. So I would get rid of the non-skippables. They're not necessary. If people skip it and you only get a fraction of that, or you don't get any revenue, whatever, if it means that your viewing figures go up on a video, that's wholly more valuable, because you see, not only does it mean that there's that chance that people are going to watch it and watch more of it and subscribe and hit the like button and everything else, but YouTube is going to notice. Sorry, that wasn't a gun going off. It was the wife putting some rubbish in the bin. Does she not know who I am? Where was I when I rudely interrupted myself? Oh, yes. So the thing is, YouTube is going to determine whether or not to push your to push your video out to more people on how much of it they're watching, as well as liking, as well as sharing, as well as leaving a comment. Engagement. But if they're stopping at 1 minute 30, they're kind of going, well, maybe it's not such a great video. And the problem is really YouTube's in this instance. Their AI is not working for them and it's not working for us. So, you know, it works if you are a 10 million subscriber channel, because the difference where you place those ads becomes a science, and the revenue that is attached to each of those positions is substantial. But at our scale, meaningless. So I would always say, hit the skippable, all right, dispense with the non-skippable, and manage those mid-rolls. Definitely have them. It's really important. Each of those little blips, each of those little nodes there is generating you some revenue, as long as they get through them. If they don't go through, it's not doing, I mean, it's doing okay. I think it's up to about 1,200 views. It's only about a week old. That's good for my channel. But most people have bailed at the first ad point. I could put 50 ads after there. None of them have been seen. They have not got me revenue. So if 1, 2, or all of them are skippable, and just 2 of them are watched because actually the viewer finds them interesting, that's better for us, right? We're making money. Everybody's happy. So there you go. There's my big tip. Thank you, YouTube. You went and well and truly beep that one right up. There you go, little public service announcement. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do put this into... I honestly promise you will see a big difference in the views. Just one final thing. Let me just discard the changes yet again. Go back to your content. Oh no, we want to save that one. Yes, we want to make sure they're all skippable, don't we? Skippable, the bush kangaroo. Go back to your content. Let's get back there. All right. Don't worry about your live stuff because that gets no views. Once it's been watched, forget it. Right? That's why YouTube doesn't like them. What you're interested in is your videos, the first tab along here. That's the key stuff. Don't worry about your shorts. Do you know what? I've got shorts with, look at this one. Not that one, beg your pardon. Let me hit views. I'll show you what I'm talking about here, man. There we go. So look at that one, 29,500 views. Do you know how much money it's made me? Let's have a look, shall we? How much revenue has it generated for you, Rokk? Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that short with its 29,500 has got me 64 pence. Ain't worth worrying about shorts, not unless you're getting millions and millions of views. Let them do their thing. YouTube has really well and truly messed up with shorts. And they know it. They have cannibalized their long form. Everybody's watching shorts. Nobody's watching long form. It's a massive mistake. And I suspect there will be big changes coming with the shorts, but we'll put that for another day. In the meantime, as you can't weed out your shorts when you're looking down your content, look for the videos that have your most views. So next to that little short, there's an old one. It's actually about 3 years old, you know. It's quite some years old. How to put chat comments on screen without plugins and stuff. It's even to this day, people watch this little puppy. Now let's go in to where do we do all this stuff? It's the pencil anyway, isn't it? Let's go into the old pencil and let's go into monetization. There we are. This one has both. I'm going to get rid of the non-skippables. I'd be surprised you can still squeeze pennies out those old videos, ladies and gentlemen. But the mid-rolls, let me just save this. It shouldn't go anywhere. Let's look at the mid-rolls. When I came and had a look at this one earlier, they weren't too badly positioned, but it only had one mid-roll. Now, that's been one of my biggest performing videos of all time. And I know it's not huge, guys. This is not me showing anything off here. But the key thing is that's missed ad revenue because this is a video that people tend to watch beginning to end because it's a tutorial. And you've got to watch all steps. It's a great tutorial, by the way, if I say so myself. I'm very proud of this one. But non-skippable at sensible points. So, you know, come into your video. All right, get your little cursor down there, get your little timeline thing, scrub it along, all right? Find a break, you know your videos, find a piece where you're taking a breath, sip a coffee, whatever. That's where you want to put an advert. Don't put it halfway through a sentence. That's just going to frustrate people. So it does take a little bit of work, but I would suggest just do this with your top 10 performing videos because they're the ones that are generating your revenue. And then make sure for all your future revenues, you make it part of the workflow. That when you publish that puppy, you go in and you place those mid-rolls yourself. Now, it won't always let you do it initially while it's processing. But once it's processed, go back in and do it. And watch the pennies roll in, ladies and gentlemen, because they will. There you go. That's been my little tip to you, my lovely content creating friends. Plenty more of that to come. Keep an eye on the old. Please do hit a like. Please hit the like. What have I got to do to get you to hit that like? It's like a 2-second job. There's no reason not to. It means the world to me. Look at this little face. Look at it, look. Please hit the like. You know you want to. See you later, guys. Take care. Rock out.